we have one public question on this item, and I know Edward Lee is here, so if I could invite him to come up to the table. And he's a well-rehearsed practitioner at this, so he knows the drill. And Mr. Lee, the course is yours.
Thank you, Chairman. I come to you with knowledge that we now have a delay or pause to the busway schemes, and I urge you to take this as an opportunity, as a positive opportunity, to really rethink the 10-year strategy. The reasons that the Mayor has required the delay are, I believe, partly justified, in that we need a longer-term strategy, a long-term vision that's coherent for the whole region. But there is plenty that can be done in the shorter term. And I urge you to be a lot more ambitious with the cycling and walking policy, because there is a huge potential in connecting up not just villages with the city and employment sites in the city, but linking villages up to each other, linking villages to their local schools and to other local amenities, because this all generates traffic. The vast majority of the traffic on the roads is for short trips, and a lot of that could be shifted to cycling if there were safe, convenient infrastructure. So I urge you to really raise the bar, the ambition for the cycling and walking side of things. But I also want you to focus on much more about what's wrong with the bus services. The bus lanes from Histon and Milton Road, even the officers will acknowledge, is it really going to provide marginal benefit. The real benefit on those two roads is the cycling infrastructure. A short section of bus lane really provides a tiny benefit for a small part of the day, and it won't generate huge modal shift, which is what we really need. And I think I'm right in saying that really on this, the officers are looking to you for leadership, for visionary leadership, to ask them to seek more ambitious ways of achieving this modal shift. And that does mean more restraints in the city centre. It does mean looking at possible ways to raise money to pay for a much expanded public transport network. And it does mean looking at how to work with the operators, Stagecoach, Whippet, and any others that want to take part, in how to build a coherent, integrated network that allows people to commute, get to the shops, get to the vet, get to the doctor's surgery, and not require a car. Because at the moment, for most people in the city and outside the city, most trips require a car. There is not a viable public transport alternative. And it's not just the speed, it is the integration, it's the ticketing, it's the routing. And I've just listed here just some of the things that can be done in the relatively short term. It's about enforcement, it's about better ticketing, it's about looking at how to interchange between services. And I'm not going to read through it all, you can see that. But I just leave you with one thought, which is that we absolutely need to get a proper integration of thought and input into every project. It needs the landscape strategy, it needs an urban design strategy, and it needs people who understand user experience of using a ticket machine, user experience of using buses and switching between different modes of transport. And to include that thinking right from the outset and right through, and have constant communication right through each project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You didn't overrun very much either, so I'm very grateful for that. In introducing the report, I think Mr. Blake is going to address some of the points that you may have asked there. So thank you.
Hit the right button. So it's a good start. So I just want to sort of briefly introduce the report, because I know members will want to get into the conversation. Can you hear me at the back? If I could go up a little.
I'm very sorry, members. I'm informed that the amplifier has died, perhaps keeled over in the hot weather. So we will do our best to speak up for you. I'm very sorry.
Yes, you're very good. We can hear you, so you're great. If they take you out, you'll be great.
Follow me.
Okay, I'll follow the chair's lead. So just in terms of the report, what it's trying to do is to bring further shape and definition to some of the issues that Edward's raised, but in terms of what the transport strategy and objectives are of the partnership's work going forward. What it is particularly trying to do, and bear in mind this is work in progress, is to say, let us understand in detail what the current and future public transport requirements are for the area, and then let's move into scheme service definition once we've got surety around that. It particularly draw attention, there's two graphs in the paper, and I think if we just focus on that. So paragraph 5.4, and then it goes over the page to paragraph 5.5. Paragraph 5.4 are the growth in traffic projections across the area that are essentially saying, all things being equal, with the planned growth that we've got, and if the modal share stays the same, we're going to get 26,000 more vehicles on our network over the coming period, with all the pressure that will inherently create. And what we need to do is to deliver an attractive, viable public transport network that means it is the travel mode of choice. The second graph just tries to demonstrate what that would mean in terms of patronage numbers. So this isn't a business as usual discussion. This is very much moving from 13 or 14,000 regular passengers to maybe mid-30,000s regular passengers. And what we've got to do is to ensure that we are providing the services and the infrastructure that's required to encourage people to do that. The final point of note is just that we do quite a bit of work, and the work will continue, on what things will encourage people to get out of their car and to move on to public transport. And what it is clearly saying here is that travel time is the determining factor. Travel time and journey reliability are what people want. They want the options to be able to cross the Greater Cambridge area, but they want the certainty that they're going to arrive on time to meet their sort of work, education or other requirements. I'll hold it there, Chairman.